What's happening, guys? It's your girl Mina. Listen, this is going to be a quick stream. It's not going to be an hour. It's not going to be an hour, not at all. But it's just a quick thoughts. I want to hear everyone's opinions on the game, of course. I'll be honest, to be honest. I will be honest, to be honest. Bayern Munich 4, Manchester United 3. Listen, to go to the Allianz Arena and walk away with 3 goals, and that's not even enough. I think that says enough about our performance. I even thought, let me bring out 07-08 shirt, AIG. You guys know what it is because that's the last time that we actually won the Champions League. I thought it was my good luck shirt. This is not my good luck shirt. Again, I will not be wearing this shirt anytime soon. Big up to everybody in the chat, of course. Listen, it says a lot, guys. I think it says a lot. Actually, let me get into the chat first, and I want to hear everyone's thoughts. So please drop it in the comments. We can have a nice, brief, quick conversation about it. Big up to Suleiman, says my head is fried. Please don't say anything silly. I'll try not to. Koala says, as expected. Were you guys really expecting 4-3? Were you guys really expecting 4-3? I can't say that I was. I'm Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die says expected worse, to be honest. Big up to Troy, says we weren't embarrassed, so I'm cool. Now we need to smash Burnley. That's another game that we have to look ahead to, and I don't even know how the hell that's gonna pan out. Big up the Aura Explorer, says I can't believe they ended the way it did. United are terrible. Big up to Hagen, says United are terrible. Bayern toyed with you in that second half. Suleiman says, I couldn't even watch the match. I'm so pissed. Big up to Kadeem, says, hello, how are you guys doing? I'm sure the chat can answer that for us. Listen, we got so much to talk about. Big up to Red Scare. Claire says, Bayern were poor. Listen, guys. Honestly, first and foremost, I'm going to start with one thing. On the stream just before the game, I said it. If Jamal Musiala was playing, I was scared. That kid, he's a talent. He's an amazing talent. Made the smart choice of not playing for England, of course. Had so much space. And even when he didn't have time, he made time for himself with the ball, dribbling easily through players, whether it was past Casemiro, past Eriksen, past Dalot. For that second goal in particular, guys, how many times have we seen that sort of goal that we concede with a runner running into the box and absolutely nobody picking him up? We saw it twice against Brighton. We saw it Odegaard versus Arsenal. We saw it again today, Gnabry was, apart from that goal, he didn't really do much. A lot of the threat was coming from Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané was playing how a winger should play. He was playing how a winger should play. Obviously, Harry Kane got his goal. He got his assist as well. But really and truly, when you look at the performance that we put in, guys, be honest. Let's be honest, guys. Did we look any different from any of these other games against Spurs? This is now 3 losses in a row. 3 losses in a row. And you know what my biggest worry is, in particular, in regards to the Champions League, is that our last game in the Champions League group stages will be against Bayern Munich at Old Trafford. And you don't even know how the group stage might play out. It might play out in a way that we have to win well, and we have to win, and we have to win well. It might play out like that, or I'm hoping we can do a job versus Copenhagen and Galatasaray. Of course, we can't look that far ahead. I think we need to focus on the now. Burnley Saturday. We got Crystal Palace back to back as well. Let's just say, guys, it's damning. It's damning when our left back, our third choice left back, who is here on a pay as you play kind of contract. He's here on loan, can go back in January if we want him to. He was our best player. Do you know how mental that is? Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, congratulations to you. UCL debut, getting a goal. Sadly, it was not enough. Casemiro getting 2. The second goal that we scored was kind of a nice goal, but I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. I can't lie. I didn't want to get too ahead of myself. My biggest concern today, it kind of shows that in the past, when we were down or we were chasing a goal, chasing one goal in particular, it seems like in the past, we were always able to get that goal. I always felt Fergie time, we'd be able to score that goal, whether it was under Ollie or whatever. Now it seems like when we are chasing a goal defensively, we capitulate. Defensively, we fall asleep. That 4th goal, listen, Tell, he's great. Took it very well. But we were just sleeping defensively anyways. Choupo-Moting should have never got the second ball for that. I don't think so anyway. Choupo-Moting should have never gotten that ball. Big up to Show says, I predicted 5-2, so I'll take 4-3. Listen, if you told me, the thing is, 4-3 in the way that we are playing, it's not, it's like, I'm annoyed because we should have, we 4-3 conceding 4 goals is never good. Can I just say, conceding 4 goals is never good, regardless of the situation. So that's what I'm annoyed about. That first goal in particular, I think really set us up. I think it impacted Onana. Second half, he came out well, made some great saves, obviously conceded. It is what it is. But even with the penalty as well, it's like we score on one end and then just straight away, mindset gone, mentality gone. I don't know what it is. Honestly, I couldn't say what the issue is. Reguilon, best left back in the world. Reguilon was your best player, 100%. I agree. And I think that says a lot. Our defense is so poor. I can't take it anymore. Onana, fix yourself up. Let's have a conversation about Andre Onana, because I saw a lot of people. I think no matter what happens with Andre Onana, when he makes a mistake, people will bring up David De Gea. People will bring it up regardless. Every time I think he makes a mistake, and especially on the Champions League stage, opening game, first goal, to make an error like that, I think people will always kind of pounce on it. But I do feel like conceding that goal did impact us. Guys, I don't know if it's just me, but I genuinely feel like conceding that goal was really the I won't say it's it was the straw that broke the camel's back, because really and truly the camel's back was broken from 20 minutes onwards. It seems like when we do play 20 minutes or so, whatever, we give it all, and then after that, fitness gone, stamina gone, midfielders chasing shadows, wingers are not following their man, and that is the biggest problem. Because, for example, the Jamal Musiala assist to Serge Gnabry, he's just running through everyone, running into bare space. Diogo Dalot getting bullied by a 20-year-old, bullied by a 20-year-old, and then gave him time to find his feet, even though he was stumbling, to control the ball and play to Serge Gnabry, because of the fact that wingers are not tracking back. Casemiro, I don't know why he was following Musiala. I don't know why he's following Musiala. Eriksen, we all know Eriksen ain't got the legs to run. We know Eriksen ain't got the legs to track back. Martinez, Reguilon, both marking Harry Kane. Nobody's watching Serge Gnabry, and he's in acres of space. Acres of space. Of course, we're going to talk about that penalty because I don't think it was a penalty. I personally don't think it's a penalty, but I think it was one of those situations where whatever angle you look at it at, it looks like a penalty. And it's as simple as that. Andre Onana went the right way, couldn't get his hands to it. It was inch perfect into the corner. It is what it is. But for me, my biggest frustrations after watching that game is that I don't think people are trying hard enough. I don't think players are playing hard. And it's crazy to even say that. But I genuinely do not think that they are trying hard enough. They are playing hard enough. I don't think Bruno Fernandes, don't even remind me. There was a chance that Bruno had. It was on the right-hand side, linking up well. He passed into Palestri, Dalot, comes back to him, takes a touch in with his right foot, and then just smashed it. Left foot, out. It went out of the stadium. I'm pretty sure that ball went into the air, out of the stadium. That is a situation that happens far too often with Bruno Fernandes. It happens. I understand, we're chasing a goal. Okay, you're an attacking midfielder. You are trying to, ignite some spirit, some fire into your teammates, but you should be leading with example. You should not be doing that, and you are not even left-footed. That's your weaker foot. That is very shameless. I think that's very shameless, and I'll call him out on that. It's very disappointing from him. I respect him enough for coming out of obviously halftime, the team talk 5 minutes earlier, standing in the center circle, whatever, motivating, letting everyone have their say. But guys, Marcus Rashford, I saw him strolling far too much on the pitch. I saw him walking way too much. It seems like, and this is not me singling out Bruno. It's not me singling out Rashford. It's me singling out the fitness of everybody in this team. It seems like no matter what happens, 20 minutes we will play. We will be compact in transition, whether it's defensively or going forward. We will be compact in our formation. We will press together, get back together, play well enough to be involved in the game. And after 20 minutes, it's just complete capitulation. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the chat. Big up Jemai says, Dallo, buy, short, buy, Maguire, do us a favor. Bruno, hold bench. Anthony, stay in Brazil. Very, very valid point here. Big up to Alumba. Says, now we weren't in the game. Let's not sugarcoat things. I think the scoreline is very flattering. If you was to, I think if you look at the scoreline, you would think it was a very competitive game. I don't think Bayern Munich even got out of gear 3 at best. At best, I don't even think that they got out of gear 3. I think the scoreline is very flattering on us, per se. Really and truly, guys, after we conceded that penalty, bar those last 10 minutes of the game, 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game plus extra time, please tell me what involvement we had going forward. We didn't. We couldn't string together passes. People not talking to each other. No communication. Misplaced passes. It was very, very frustrating. And I feel like way too much, guys. We are a 20-minute team. 20 minutes, we played good first 20 minutes. And then after that, whatever tactics has been given, whatever, orders have been given everything just goes out of the window. It goes out of the window. Big up to Ahmed says, why do some people protect Bruno and Rashford like they're infallible? Pathetic. I think when you're the most senior people in the team, obviously, I looked at my screen just now. I was going to say, I bet you any money Andre Onana is going to come out and do the post-match media stuff. And here he is on my screen doing the post-match media stuff. I can imagine, how his mindset just kind of fell when he conceded that first goal. But I also think it's the responsibility of the likes of Bruno Rashford. These aren't little boys. Rashford ain't a little kid. He's a 26-year-old. He's one of the most senior players in the team in terms of appearances for the club. There needs to be some accountability. Like we actually need to start asking questions, and we need to start asking questions. I think now United were the better team the first half, but how you letting Bayern score the first 2 attacking chances? That's a very valid point. Bayern only had 2 chances in the first half, and they scored both. They had 2 chances, and they scored both. It's kind of ridiculous. I think, like I said, you don't know where I stand on the second goal. Serge Gnabry should never been making that run freely by himself. Way too often, nobody follows the drifting man, the man that's drifting into the box after a player is running on the wing. Way too much has happened this season. That's the 4th goal I can think of alone that we've conceded in the last 3 games. Do you know how mental that is? 4-3 at the Allianz, I'll take that. Injuries, 2 gifted goals to them. I don't think we should take anything, guys. I genuinely don't. I think unless this was a performance for us to look at and be like, you know what? We were just unlucky. It was a good performance. That was not a good performance. And Bayern Munich weren't that great either themselves. Bayern Munich were not that great either themselves. So we shouldn't be like, oh, I'll take that result. I'll take that result, because that's not a result worth taking. If I'm being honest, a result worth taking is one where you see improvements. Please tell me what improvements were on that performance. Of course, yeah, we scored 3 goals, but let's be honest. All those goals just came out of nowhere. Let's be honest, guys. Those goals just came out of nowhere for an instance. Big up to Lil Yo-Yo says, I see why you rate Musiala, Mina. We are shambolic. Listen, the best thing Musiala ever did was not pick England. It's as simple as that. The best thing he did was leave the Chelsea academy, go to Bayern Munich, and then choose to play for the German national team. But I can't imagine, I'm not going to lie, I can't imagine what it would be like if we had Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Jamal Musiala in midfield for England, man. That would be nice. That would be great. Eric Ten Hag expects the subs to work magic in 10 minutes when his favorites can't do anything in 80 minutes. You know what, guys? You look at the bench that Bayern Munich had. Bayern Munich had the options to bring on. Look at the people they had the options to bring on. They had the option to bring on Kingsley Coman. We ain't even got a winger like him. They had the option to bring on Tel. They had the Choupo-Moting. He ain't the greatest striker, but he did a decent job. Muller. You don't know what Muller's capable of, innit? You guys know what Muller is capable of. You look at the bench, we had 3 goalkeepers on. The only options we had, I saw Johnny Evans warming up, guys. My heart dropped to my stomach. I'm not going to lie. When Martinez picked up a yellow card, I thought, please, bro, behave yourself, because I cannot afford to see Johnny Evans have to come on against. I can't afford to see him come on against Bayern Munich. We weren't bad, Mina. I don't think we weren't poor. One thing I could say, big up to Adam. One thing I could definitely say is that I've seen worse performances this season. But what I'm saying is that we should not be happy to say, oh, 4-3 at the Allianz, I'll take it. Because has there been an immense improvement on our performance? Come on. 20 minutes of the game, like I said, we played well. First 20 minutes, we played in intervals. We played good in intervals. Every time we concede a goal, our mindset drops. And I think that's an issue. Once we get past that hurdle, that mental block that some of the players have at the moment, once we get past that mental block, I think it might be a bit easier. It might be a bit easier to deal with these kind of results. But one thing I will say is that we need, and I say this all the time, guys, if we are going to play good, if we're going to be competitive, I'm not going to say go look at the Arsenal game, because I didn't watch the Arsenal game. I'm going to watch the highlights later on. But if we are going to be good, not just in Champions League, in the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, 65, 70 minutes, we need to be good. You can afford to lose concentration for 10, 15 minutes. 20 minutes of good football or playing well as a team is not good enough. Big up to Reguilon. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Commentators keep saying it different every single time. Like I said, Mina, we should have played two keepers. I think everyone's being harsh on Onana, but it is what it is. What should we be taking? Come on, Mina. A squad like Bayern, they're experiencing the Champions League, their bench, and we still managed to score, even going through a rough period. I guess there are some silver linings. I guess we can walk away from this, definitely with this Reguilon. But I guess there are, big up to Sidorf. Yes, there's probably some silver linings that we can take from this. It makes me... I could say Martial was good. Martial was good when he came on. I think he was quite impactful. Got us, what was it, that free kick? Well, Garnacho got us the free kick, but him and Garnacho were actually pretty decent when they came on. There was just that one instance where no communication. Bruno played a ball in and neither of them were talking to each other. And as a result, Bayern Munich ended up with the ball. But I do think they were well. I think Rasmus Højlund was good. I think he did a good job of playing against the back line of, Kim Min-jae. Can I just say, guys, Kim Min-jae and Upamecano made Rasmus Højlund look tiny. I swear Rasmus Højlund looked tall to me last week, and now he's looking really small. I guess that's how it is in Champions League football. But he tried his best. I saw him leading. I even saw in instances when he was pressing the goalkeeper, he's telling Marcus Rashford where to move to. And you know what? Like I said, Champions League debut for him, got a Champions League goal. It will only be up from here for him and hopefully for the rest of the team. But it doesn't make me too concerned, because like I said, 4-3 in a game like this where we're not even anywhere near our full starting 11. I think there's positives we can take away from the game. And I definitely think there's some negatives that we can take away from the game. And I think the biggest negative is that this block that we have in our mind that we kind of need to move past. I'm saying we, but I'm talking about the players. Martial played well when he came on. I agree. I definitely agree with that. We have no quality fullbacks, not even your British boy, sure. Don't disrespect Reguilon. Don't disrespect Reguilon. Come on, guys. Come on. Let me see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Big up to Ahmed, says Rasmus and Ragu, only two who had a meaningful spark. I thought Rashford was about to shoot, but he passed to Højlund for him to score. I think once Rashford starts to find Højlund more regularly or more consistently, I think we will start to see a good link up, because we can already see what they're kind of capable of doing. Rashford just get used to finding a striker in the box. Mina, did you notice Rashford was better on the right? He wasn't selfish and was crossing. I think, yeah, I did realize that actually. And I think it's actually because he doesn't want to cut in with his left foot and shoot. It's easier for him to put a ball in with his right foot, whereas when he's playing on the left, he has to come back onto his left foot. But I do agree he was a bit better on the right hand side. Obviously, I would still opt to play him on the left, but at least we know that there's an option there to play him on that side. Have to disagree, Mina. 2 of the goals came super late when the game was gone. There was zero improvement in the performance. I will say the second goal from Casemiro, when we ended up pushing for, you know, that equalizer. Like I said, every time we're pushing for an equalizer, and we saw it against Arsenal, it seems like defensively we just fall asleep completely. And I think that goal that we conceded when it was 4-2, the third goal for us just came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. The second goal was a good build-up of a good passage of passing. One of the passes a bit lucky because it took a little deflection and then fell to Casemiro. But I will agree that, you know, the goal did kind of come late. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Had we not conceded that third goal, I think United would have still been pushing. We would have still been pushing, and it would have been one of them things where it would be like, what if? Varane needed back desperately too. We need everyone back. We need Varane back. I need Amrabat. I can't lie, because Christian Eriksen, you are a good midfielder, but I don't think you should be starting all the time. I don't think Christian Eriksen should be. I think he's great in games where we need that little passage of play in the middle. We need someone that's good with the ball in the middle. But I feel like in a game like this, where really and truly Kimmich and Goretzka were getting a lot of time on the ball. They were getting the ball a lot, and they were getting a lot of time on the ball. So in a game like this, it would have been nice to have Amrabat. I already said it earlier on my stream. I would have liked Hannibal Mejbri to start, physicality, and all of that. But we might. It's one of them ones where it's not just Varane that we need back. We need desperately quite a few of our players. We need a few of our players quite desperately. Lindelof was good. Lindelof was covering a lot for Lisandro Martinez. Not sure if you guys realized, there was the first 5 minutes, you guys saw Leroy Sané making them runs, Lisandro Martinez stepping up, or there would be too much space between Reguilon and Lisandro Martinez. There was times I saw Lindelof covering quite well, putting a foot in. Of course, I'm going to question him about that Gnabry goal, but that does not just fall on him. It falls on all 5 players that were surrounding him at the time. The fact that we had 7 players there and nobody thought to pick up Serge Gnabry's late run into the box says a lot. I think Lindelof adds that calmness in the back line. Lisandro Martinez, I don't know, bro, why are you pushing Harry Kane? You know what, guys? Do you guys remember that yellow card? It wasn't him actually, but it's a similar thing. Casemiro picked up a yellow card in the Premier League last year, and then, you know, he was one suspension away from missing the Arsenal game, which ended up happening. This is the yellow card. We're going to look back later on in the Champions League and be like, Lisandro Martinez, why did you even do that? There was no need for him to push Harry Kane into the 4th official. Absolutely no need for that. I mispast the Fred. Big mistake letting him go. Listen, it says a lot when Erik ten Hag needs to make a change in that midfield, and the only thing we can bring on is Scott McTominay. Sometimes we wonder 200+ appearances for club, but it is what it is. Like I said, you don't know where I stand. I can't moan about it too much. I would have preferred Fred to stay over McTominay, but, you know, management opted to stay with McTominay instead. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's so many games, I think, in the last few weeks that we've had that we're just like, oh my God, wish we had Fred. I wish we had Fred. I heard Onana speaking on TV saying we played well is making me want to throw up. If that's what he said, then I would be not very happy with it. Let me quickly, you know, my favorite thing to do is to go onto those aggregator accounts, if that's what it's called, just to read the quotes. Cool. So this is what Andre Onana said. Sorry, the team was good. We didn't win this game because of me. So that's him taking full blame. He's taking full blame for that. He's probably thinking, could he have saved some of those chances? I definitely think that first one should have saved. Second one, he didn't even bother diving. The cutback kind of caught him off guard. Then he went on to say, my start in Manchester United is not so good. Today is one of my worst games. It was a big opportunity for us to bounce back from the pressure we're facing, but it's tough. We have to be together. I hear it. He then said, after my mistake, we lost control of the game. I'm the one who let the team down. And that's something that I was saying, is that after that mistake that he made, it seemed like everyone's just like, oh shit, here we go again. That's literally what it felt like. And I wasn't even at the game, but I could feel it. I could feel it in the air. At least I know that I'm right about the fact that I said Rasmus Højlund would score. I would take that. I would take that, absolutely. Agreed. I'd be happy to sell McTominay or try him as a third choice striker, but he's not a good CM. Listen, all them goals in the Euros is gassing people up, man. Fred instead of Scott would have been better today. Why are people mad when we all knew we would lose? I don't think people are mad because we lost. Well, I'm mad that we lost. I never go into a game thinking that we're going to lose. If you guys have realized, of course, I've never predicted a loss because I will never say, yeah, we're going to lose. I'll never say it with chest. Even if I think it, I will still have some sort of optimism to think, you know, we could win. And the way that we started that game, I definitely felt like, okay, we started as the better team. We seemed like the bigger threat. I think people are more angry about the manner that we lose in. And I think, you know, like I said before, if there are positives to take away from the game, to take away from the performance, people would be, they will look at it and be like, oh, you know, here's some positives and negatives. But honestly, today I'm looking at this game and I'm thinking, rah, I don't think I can take many positives away from this game. I can take individual positives, but at the end of the day, it's a team game. So if I'm going to judge the team as a whole, I'm going to judge the entire performance. I'm not just going to say, oh, we played crap, but Reguilon played good. Or we played crap, but Rasmus Højlund looked impressive. No, I'm not going to say that. Despite the fact that Rasmus Højlund did look good, he was a bright spot, and Reguilon looked decent for a big amount of time, and he was dealing with a right-hand side that was giving him problems. Rashford was not supporting him that much. I saw him chase down Leroy Sané. I don't know if you lot saw it in like, it was around the 30-minute mark, maybe just before that, when Leroy Sané was just cutting across the pitch with the ball, and he chased him down, 2-foot tackle. That's what you want from your players. That's what you want, some passion, some desire. But solely because of that, I'm not going to be like, oh, there's a positive to leak 4 goals, guys. Forget even in a friendly. It's never a positive to concede 4 goals in the Champions. There is negative, not that I can take away from that anyway, in my opinion. Quite a few people share similar sentiment. I'm mad because of the way that we lost. It's the way that we lost. It's quite a few people share something quite similar. We are not mad that we lost. We are mad that we could have won. That is another thing as well. But listen, guys, I'm going to wrap the stream up there. It was meant to be a quick one, but it's nearly 30 minutes. It is what it is. Listen, we're on to the next game. This one, we can sit there, analyze it, talk about it as much as we want. There's things to take away from this game. Ten Hag needs to turn this around. And this is not me saying I'm Ten Hag out. This is not me in any way saying, you know, it's on the manager, because I feel like the manager set the players up well enough to compete with the team. Of course, when you look at, you know, Bayern Munich starting 11, if you're looking at a comparative analysis in terms of the players, some of, you know, they've got a lot of relatively class players, you know. Facundo Pellistri, I didn't even get to talk about him. I didn't even talk about him because first 10, 15 minutes, I thought he was good. He was okay. But after that, I feel like the moment the game got to him, and it's exactly what we kind of anticipated if you gave him the start in this game. I think it was, let's be honest, guys, please put it in the chat quickly if you agree. What did you not make of Facundo Pellistri's first start for Manchester United? I kind of anticipated a performance like this because, you know, it's a big game. I felt like coming into it, I was happy that he was starting, but I was also a bit skeptical, thinking that maybe he's being set up here. But I think he was just okay. I won't say he was amazing and I won't say he was poor. I just think he was okay. But I think after some performances today, there's enough information out there to show you guys that some of these players cannot be starting anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to single players out, so I won't. I'm not going to single players out, but I won't. But Christian Eriksen can't start, not consistently. I think Ten Hag knows what he's doing better than I do. But I would say that the manager needs to look at games and apply players in games that they are basically strengths. In a game where you're running a lot, why are we playing Eriksen? Why are we playing Eriksen? Showed up late. Happy Facundo started, but he did just enough. Rate him at a 5. Big up to Clyde. Basically saying what I'm saying. He's bright and he works hard. He was okay. Not mad at it or him. I hear it. Everyone's just saying he was okay. He was all right. He was isolated. Someone says he was isolated. I think he got back a lot more defensively than Marcus Rashford did. And that says a lot. And that's actually something that we see quite often in his playing style. I've seen it during preseason, and the small opportunities that he had, even last season, the small opportunities that he had to start, to come on, as a sub. We saw defensively he can get back and support his fullback in comparison to the other side. And I always feel like that's the biggest difference maker, because when you're Anthony gets back on the right-hand side. He supports his fullback. And I think the fullback is always a bit more comfortable defensively because they've got an extra man to support them. Reguilon was doing two man's work for basically one player. He's doing two man's work for one player. We need Diallo, Amrabat, Mount back fast. Varane. We need everyone back. We need everyone back. Honestly, if we're gonna compete at a high level, I think we need our best starting 11. Facundo saved Lindy and Licha a couple of times. We need Amrabat ASAP. Listen, once Amrabat is fit, inshallah, once Amrabat is fit, I don't want to see Christian Eriksen starting. I don't want to see Christian Eriksen starting. And that's just me being honest. I don't mind him coming on as a sub if we need, or in a game where we need, where we need to dominate possession, keep the ball ticking. We need someone to keep the ball rolling in the midfield, picking out players, because Eriksen does get forward well as well and find good passes. He finds good outlets. I don't mind him in that instance. But I'm sorry, guys. We need a midfield bully. We need monsters in the midfield. I'm not joking. We need physicality. We get flung around way too much. Galatasaray, we're going to come up against Ndombele and them guys. Mertens, we're going to get flung around. We're playing Burnley on Saturday, sorry. That's going to be a physical game. There are going to be a lot of physical games throughout the season in that midfield. Today, there was one point, I wish I took a screenshot, but there was one point where I looked at the midfield and it was just Casemiro by himself, Goretzka and Kimmich, and just a heap of space. And that's why Leroy Sané was able to get into the midfield so much. He was able to get into the midfield so much. If you saw, he was cutting in a lot. Jamal Musiala had time to pick up the ball from deep and just run. That should not be okay. I'm sorry. Like when we're playing midfielders, and that's why, for that reason, I said that I would have liked Hannibal Mejbri to come in. Burnley's first win, clip it. Listen, I'm going to talk about it on Friday's stream, of course, ahead of the game. But I just feel like, you know what? I hear it, Ahmed. I hear it. The way that it's set up, Burnley ain't won. United 3 losses on a. And also, guys, can we talk about our away record? Can we talk about our away record? Because that's the biggest worry for me. That is the biggest worry for me is our away. I'm glad we got Bayern Munich out of the way. I'm glad we got that out of the way. But we still got some other games coming up. Forget even like Champions League. If we look at just our Premier League games coming up away from home, say for the next, I don't know, for October and November, we got obviously Burnley away, Sheffield United away. These are all newly promoted teams, so you would say that these are comfortable wins, right? I'm assuming so. But then we got Fulham, of course, away later in November. We got Everton away, Newcastle away. That's not easy games. But I'm hoping at that point, we will have a lot of our players back. Big up to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. You guys already know what it is. Bayern Munich 4, Manchester United 3. It is what it is. It is what it is. A lot to take away from the game. Make sure you guys like the button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Be sure to comment below. No stream tomorrow as I will be going to the EAFC launch. Hopefully I see Jadon Sancho because, as you lot know, Jadon Sancho likes to play FIFA. He's playing pro clubs just before the Bayern Munich game with Tammy Abraham. Clearly he likes to play. Maybe I'll see him, of course, but I'll be going to that event. I'm going to try and vlog it for you guys. So a vlog will be coming soon, of course. Stream on Friday, a stream before the Burnley game on Saturday. Then I'll be on UV on Saturday later on in the afternoon, man. You lot already know what it is. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let's see if we can get the intro done properly. Peace out, guys. Big up. Of course, my intro is playing now. Peace.